At the end of the Obama administration, the NSA, FBI walked in scores, if not hundreds, if I recall correctly, of violations, that there were spy violations going on, specifically affecting the Americans' privacy. And I had not seen a filing like this in a long time. I watched the FISA court a lot. It was very harsh in its assessment, and it was very broad in the scope of violations. And most importantly, there was a significant suggesting that some of this occurred during the 2016 election. So I wrote a series of stories. I came off Hannity one night talking about that story, and I pull into my driveway, and there are two blue government sedans sitting in front of my mailbox, like 11 o'clock at night. I pull in the driveway, guys get out of the car, I kind of figure there's something up. And they approach me and say, "You're John Solomon?" I said, "I am." I said, "Well, we just saw you on television. We want to talk to you for a second. You're on the cusp of something much bigger, and we can't tell you much because most of the information is classified. What we can tell you is that if you dig far enough, you will find that the U.S. intelligence community, the FBI, the NSA, were used to carry out a political opposition research project during the 2016 election. We're deeply troubled by that. It's inappropriate. There are violations yet to be discovered. And more importantly, the reason we want to come and tell you and hope you can report this out is that if we lose these tools, because we're caught using them for politics, we might not catch the next terrorist, we might not catch the next big spy. It deeply concerns us to see what happened. We can't tell you anything more than that except go get them." And so I had this weird interlude in the driveway. I went home, went inside the house, quickly typed up everything I could remember from the conversation, sent it to my colleague at the time, Sarah Carter. And we began reporting out, could there have been a political dirty trick? Could the U.S. intelligence community been involved? Who was involved? What politics was involved? Was it Trump? Is it Clinton? We don't know yet. Mm-hmm. And over time, we began to connect these various ligaments and tissues to a very large skeleton. And that skeleton was the FBI was used to carry out basically a political dirty trick on Donald Trump, and to create the illusion that there was this collusion going on, when in fact almost everybody in the intelligence community that was not politicized thought this was very thin, if not inappropriate investigation. And little by little, then the Steele dossier came out. Then through the great work of Judicial Watch and other transparency advocates, and through people like Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, Chuck Grassley, Devin Nunes, we began to see the confines of a real scandal. And the scandal wasn't that Russia and Trump had colluded. It was that the Democratic National Committee, Hillary Clinton, their researchers, their British intelligence operative was colluding with the intelligence agencies to try to create the appearance of such a collusion scandal on the other side. Deeply troubling. And at the beginning, very few people really paid attention to what we were reporting. But over time, and now that the Mueller report has basically put a fork in the idea that there was collusion, people are looking back with eyes and looking at the reporting myself and Sarah and many other people have done, and realizing that maybe the media and the intelligence community were taken for a political ride.